welcome to our first Mrs. Rebecca's Sleepy Time Stories. We're going to start doing this for you guys to help you relax and wind down and take a little sleep. This is not to replace time with your special ones that want to read to you. This is just to enhance and supplement your sleepy time. So we're going to read a couple of stories today, and I think they're very sweet stories. The first one we're going to read is about a kitty cat, and it's called Scrawny Cat. Now I'm all ready for my night-night, or my sleepy time. Are you ready? We've got a little light, and I've got my water in case I get thirsty, and I have my friends with me, and they're ready to hear the story too. So we're going to start with Scrawny Cat, and this is by Phyllis Root, and it's illustrated by Allison Friend. Well, that's a great name to have, Friend. And this is published by Candlewick Press. So here we go. Scrawny Cat. A scrawny cat crept down the street. He was lonely. He was little. He was lost. He had belonged to someone once, and she had belonged to him. Someone who picked him up and scratched his ears and let him lick her chin. Someone who knew his name. Now everyone called him, "Get out of here." But the scrawny cat knew his name was not "Get out of here." The wind hurried the scrawny cat along. He hunkered down in a doorway where good smells drifted out. Maybe someone would let him inside and give him something warm to eat. But when the door opened, a man yelled, "Get out of here." So the scrawny cat bolted down the street straight into a big dog. "Grrr," growled the dog. The skittery scrawny cat raced away all the way to the dock. "Grrr," growled the big dog right behind. What else could the scrawny cat do? He leaped into the dinghy just as, kaboom! Rain plummeted down. The big dog ran away. The scrawny cat huddled under the dinghy seat. Up and down, the dinghy rocked on the waves, just the way someone used to rock the scrawny cat in a chair. The tuckered out scrawny cat put his head on his paws and fell asleep. The wind blew, the waves crashed, the rope tying the dinghy to the dock snapped. When the scrawny cat woke up, all he saw was water, water everywhere. Poor shivery scrawny cat. He lapped the rainwater in the bottom of the dinghy and wished his stomach wouldn't chew on his ribs. At last, the sun came up, golden across the waves. Up ahead, just where the boat was headed, the scrawny cat saw a rock and a tree and a house on the sand. A woman came out of the house. She had been a sailor once, but her ship had crashed on the rocks. She had built a little house for herself and settled down to catch fish and gather seaweed and pick berries. But sometimes she missed sailing the open sea, and all by herself she got a little lonely. Now she came down to the shore to see what the storm had blown in. The scrawny cat hunched under the dinghy seat. Would the woman throw things at him and call him, "Get out of here"? The dinghy grated on the sand. The woman reached down and picked the scrawny cat up. "How did you get out here all by yourself?" the woman said. "You must be quite the sailor cat." The woman took the scrawny cat inside her house. She rubbed him dry with a towel and put a bowl of fish stew on the floor. The scrawny cat lapped up the stew until his stomach was round and full. The woman picked him up again. Would she throw him out the door? Not at all. She sat in a rocking chair and scratched the scrawny cat's ears. "I've been wanting some company," the woman said, "and here you come, sailing in like a regular skipper." Oh, the scrawny cat purred. "Skipper, that's what I'll call you," the woman said. "I'm Emma." Skipper purred harder and licked Emma under her chin. If you were lucky enough to go sailing someday far out to sea, you might see them together, Skipper and Emma. Skipper isn't scrawny anymore. He is a real sailor cat now. But best of all, Skipper belongs to Emma, and Emma belongs to Skipper. Oh, that's such a sweet story. Phyllis Root is a wonderful author, and she has lots of great books. Our second story is called Whose Shoe? Let's see if we can figure out whose shoe this is. This is by Eve Bunting. She also writes some wonderful books. This is illustrated by Sergio Rousier. And it is published by Clarion Books. Oh, see our little mouse? And then he sees something up in here. There's something in that tall bamboo. Oh my goodness, it's a shoe. Finders keepers? That's not true. I'll find the owner of this shoe. Tiger, I have found a shoe. Who has lost it? Was it you? Oh, it wasn't. As you can see, that shoe it'd be too small for me. My feet are dainty, but I know my claws need space if they're to grow. But someone's lost it, don't you see? For him, that's a catastrophe. He might still have the other shoe and be unhappy, wouldn't you? I'll try to find him. I'll pursue it. It will be good if I can do it. Spider, I have found a shoe. I know it's way too big for you. Still, I want to be polite. I'm asking everyone in sight. Oh, I see your mother taught you well. You've got good manners, I can tell. My shoes are tiny, you're right. I always tie the laces tight. If I lost one, I'd be upset. Spider shoes are hard to get. I have 8. I take great care of all my shoes since they are rare. Mina Bird, is this your shoe? I think it might belong to you. That shoe would be too big for me. As I fly high from tree to tree, it might fall off on someone's head. I leave my shoes at home instead. It's very nice of you to try, but shoes are useless if you fly. Hippo, have you lost this shoe? I found it in the tall bamboo. Oh, there's one thing I find hard to take when I'm standing in my lake.
I hate that mud between my toes. I'm rather fussy, I suppose. So I wear shoes. I have 4 pair, and I don't really need a spare. I want to thank you for inquiring. Your honesty is quite inspiring. Hello, I found a lonesome shoe. Someone lost it. Was it you? I'd never wear a shoe like that. I like high heels, and that one's flat. These high heels make my ankles trim. They make my legs look really slim. So thank you, but I must decline. My high-heeled shoes suit me just fine. Good morning to you, kangaroo. I found this handsome, lonesome shoe. Ah, thank you kindly, kangaroo. That's so considerate of you. I know exactly what to do with this handsome shoe. Missed the picture. Oh, goodness me, that is my shoe. I threw it into the bamboo. I have to say, I am astounded that you actually found it. It hurt my foot, and that made me cross. I gave that shoe a hearty toss. Would you like to have this shoe? It's not worn out. It's still brand new. Oh, thank you kindly, kangaroo. That's so considerate of you. I know exactly what to do with this handsome, lonesome shoe. Who says that shoes are just for feet? I'm glad my search is now complete. The stars are shining overhead, and I'm happy in my king-size bed.
Oh. Well, he did his best to find the owner of that shoe. He did the right thing, didn't he? He did. He tried to give it back to who it belonged to. So, I hope you enjoyed story time. And I think that now we can close our eyes and we can take a deep breath. And we can relax. And we can think about all the good things that happened today. Maybe we got to see someone special or do something fun. Maybe we're thankful for our bed that we can lay down in the home that we live in, and the people that love us. So let's think about all those things as we breathe in and out and just try to relax. I hope you guys sleep well.